I make another video blog. I'm going back a little bit for things that I've spoken about in earlier videos. This one seems to be a little something that I've been struggling with a lot, and talking about it online, or on the internet. I keep thinking, this is gonna come back and haunt me one day, but you know what? I don't care. As long as it helps somebody out there, a handful of people, what have you, then I'm fine. That's just the kind of person I am. And probably for the rest of my life, I have no idea why I'm even thinking that way about myself. That's a good thing. But, yeah, it's the year is 2013, obviously. Well, from when this video was uploaded. And I want to say about 13 years ago, 14 years ago, I was not a bad boy, but probably I've done things that I wasn't too proud of. And there's a very good point to this to begin with. Drugs aren't good for you. And I'm not ashamed to bring that up about me. I never got into them as far as being addicted or anything that you see on those shows where people go so bad on it they need to get some kind of an intervention. But it never got bad or anything. But luckily I've never gotten in trouble, and it's never gotten to that point. No DWIs or anything like that. But I'm not too proud of it. Luckily, 13 years ago, 14 years ago, I was playing around with stuff that you shouldn't. It's not good for you. And it's what? I've stopped everything 13 years ago, 10 years ago. But between in 2000 and 1999, somewhere in that era, I was around the wrong people. It's the point of my story. And you think they're your friends, and then they go ahead and give you all these illegal things to do, and yada yada yada. And now that I look back at it, it wasn't for me. It was fun, probably, yeah. I was naive, I was younger, I didn't know the consequences, especially now since it's gotten a little bit more strict nowadays in various states and all that, especially here in Texas. But I'll tell you what, the best thing I've ever done to change my life is to get rid of those people, to not be friends with them anymore, not to hang out with them anymore. Was it tough? In a way, yeah, it was. But it was the best decision I've ever done in my life. I may have 4 or 5 that I knew way back then that are probably on my social network. And that's as far as that's going to go. It's just me and them and a keyboard. And that's as far as that can be. About 2 days ago, I went to go visit some good friends of mine. And I haven't seen them around that time since 2000. 1999 or something like that. And even though I've had them, on a social network, I felt like, I had nothing to do. I was bored. Why not? Let me just go visit how they're doing. They're a couple. And I get there, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I mean, the way how it reminded me why I kind of distanced myself from them, because they were still together back then. They weren't married. Now they're married. They were doing the same crap. And I was in the bathroom doing something. Obviously, the bathroom, yeah, but I think I was using the guy's hair gel he left there. Anyway, I smelled this weird chemical odor in the living room. And I was like, what is that? And it dawned on me, that really smells like something bad. And I went in there and they were just doing the old, hiding whatever it was that they were smoking out of it. And I was like, in my mind, I played it off like it didn't faze me, like I knew, but I didn't care. I sat down and I just lit up a cigarette that I had. That's all I do is smoke cigarettes, and the whole visit just got really short, and I could see it in their faces that I was disappointed and kind of like this, look. And well, the girl was just egging me to stay longer and this and that. I'm thinking, you're in a different world. From what I can tell, I'm not stupid. I'm 33 years old. You were doing probably some kind of speed-based product, meth or whatever it was. And it just seems like it follows me wherever I go. No matter what. It affects me in so many freaking ways. And yeah, it seems a little stupid for me to say that when, 13 years ago, 14, 15 years ago, I was playing around with various things like that. And it just, but I'm proud to say that it's been that long since I put my foot down. In 2003, I'll never forget it, February, I just completely just did a 360 degree, I changed everything. I took up a trade. I finished my education. I did everything I needed to do at that moment, because I knew that I wasn't going to go nowhere in life. And at least I realized that. And the best thing you can do is realize when something might become a problem or could be a problem, or could get you in trouble. And so in this case, I said to myself, I'm going to distance away from negative people. And so I did that. And I went to this, like a little strict military type school in Dallas, Texas. And, I was gone for a long time. I came back, and most of those people were either in jail, prison, or moved to a bigger city so they can, do more drugs, I guess. I don't know, and I don't care. But the 4, 5, or 6 that I told you that I'm still kind of friends online with, that's as far as it's going to go. It just, it's just a reminder. Because I had you lose everything when you're around someone like that, I guess, and I hear stories from friends of mine that, oh God, my daughter's, on this and on that, and, she's losing this and her kids, and, they took the kids away and this and this. You lose everything. And that's all there is to it. You lose everything, you go to jail, and you're paying all these fees for court and what have you. And it's on your record to the day you die. And it's going to haunt you to the day you die. Remember, an 80-year-old man was still locked up in jail on this reality TV show you see on the news, where they're in jail. They're all locked in there. And he was, he was very, very serious. It will haunt you for the rest of your life. And I was like, man, I'm glad I completely stopped that back when I was, younger. And still have. And I want to be like him. I don't want to have nothing in my record that's going to be against me. That's going to be a reminder every time when I apply to a job. Every time I have to disclose my information about being arrested and this and that and what years and this. I remember I was filling out my friend's application, and I remember he did go to jail. I forget what for. I think it was, for prison. And it was very an eye opener. I was helping him online, because everything is online now when you do applications, and it came up with the felony. Well, I'm so used to doing applications back in the day that I would just check no. In his case, it was yes. And then it'll ask you, well, what dates did you go to prison? And what did you go for? And this and that. Was it dismissed? Did you do it? I was like, oh my God, they have to know everything every time. I mean, I guess you could lie and hope they don't check your criminal background history, but they probably are. More than likely. I don't know if that's true or not. I think that's sad. And, these people that I haven't seen for, a decade, I was hoping, that they would change. They've gotten better. They look nice on the internet, on showing pictures and sharing everything and whatnot. But my God, there's a whole different story behind all that. I went over there and they were just gone. It was just so sad. They don't have any kids, you know, not that I'm aware of, because they didn't mention nothing about that. I think they showed a picture of some little girl. I think it was a niece or a nephew. I don't know. If it was a kid, I drove all the way back home just shaking my head the whole time, just going, my, oh my, this is just, it's always around me. It just seems like it's beginning to be a huge crisis. This drug, this meth, I hate saying that word, but it really impacts a lot of people. I just wish people that were on it would know that. And I guess when you're on it, you don't have any emotions. You don't care. You don't feel anything. You can see someone dying on the road and you're just like, oh, well, you know, and it's sad, you know, and there's like two different levels. There's someone sober, like I was when I went to go visit those two friends of mine. And then there they are completely in this high, you know, level, and I'm neutral. And it just wasn't clicking, you know what I mean? It was just like I was a zombie, like I was just there for nothing. So I'm pretty sure when I left, they probably didn't think nothing much of it at all. They probably didn't go to sleep the next day or the day after that. You know, it was a waste of a drive. I felt so disappointed and sad at the same time. It just makes you wonder why they do that and how they do that. Well, I know how they do it, but what brings you to that? You know, I mean, were you spoiled all your life? Did you have something bad going on in your childhood? I mean, are you trying to hide something? Are you trying to drown your sorrows in drugs and even alcohol at that? I've seen people drink so much they urinated blood. I mean, that's when you know you have a drinking problem, when you're urinating blood. And you know you have a drinking problem when you point out that, hey, you're drinking blood, and they go, no, I'm not. That's nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. It's blood in your urine. I mean, that looks like you just peed out cirrhosis. I don't know. It's sad. It really is. You have to be really strong about yourself. You have to have a really strong mind. It just, you know, it's always a trigger that kicks in that makes you think that way. That's what I believe. I wish people could pinpoint that like I pinpointed mine in previous videos that I mentioned what it was that was causing my problem, for taking medicine, for taking antidepressants to make me feel happy when nothing really was perfect, nothing really was happy. I don't know what else to say. There's just so much going on with this subject. All I know is I wish those two people the best of luck. Because I have a serious feeling that they're not going to change anytime soon. It's been over a decade. And I don't know, they might have racked up some criminal points for all I know. It's sad. It really is. I could just sit here and talk about it all day. But the people that hurt the most are the ones that sit there and they have to take it. Have to listen to it, have to be around it, have to look at it, you know, have to worry about it. It's not even worth it. Your best bet is to stay away from people like that encourage you to do anything as far as drugs. If you have a drinking problem, then I would suggest you just find friends out there that will help you with that and not sit there and just pass you another beer and say, you're fine, you don't work tomorrow. You know, so I keep myself busy anyway, even though I don't have any addiction problem except for, you know, my little cigarettes. You know, they're not good for you, but it's better than everything else that I've mentioned. I keep myself busy. I play games. I exercise here and there. I work extra. Sometimes it keeps your mind off things, and it just really, really works for me. Doesn't work for everybody. I wish those two people the best of luck. I really did. Because if you would have seen a picture of them, you would have just, oh my gosh, I don't even know if they bathed. I have no idea. It was really awkward when they invited me over there. It was just, you know, spur out of the moment. I had no idea. And that's when I knew something wasn't right. You know, I haven't spoken to you except for on the internet, and all of a sudden, bam, you want me to come over. And I guess they were just trying to relive the old moments, the good old days. And I'm thinking, you know, no, I'm a little bit stronger than that, a little bit better than that. And obviously you're not, because it's been, like I've said, over and over 10 years. Nothing's changed. And God. Oh, help those people. Talk to y'all later.